declutter time. I have way too much to declutter. So my bins are as follows. This is completely unopened and samples which will be going to a halfway house for women in our area. These are unopened, being donated to women in need. This bucket here will be opened but still good and can still be shared. I've got a friend who has adopted his teenage niece after her father passed away, so she'll be getting the bulk of this. And then of course any other friends and family who want dibs on the open stuff that's still good. And then of course garbage, expired, cannot be shared because I've already used it like in on my lips or anything like that. So this is the garbage. I don't know that these buckets will be big enough for all of this. I'm going to show you up close what everything is and we'll go from there. All right. I've got a mixture here of palettes, mostly eyeshadow palettes. Most of this is stuff from my bathroom countertop, which has been covering a double wide sink vanity for way too long. This is long overdue. So this is part one of who the heck knows how many it's going to take to clean up all this crap. Starting with the Sigma Warm Neutrals palette. This is the redone version. Originally it was in a different format, I believe, and now it's in this elongated style, which most of the new Sigmas are. I love the Sigma formula and I love this color story. I'm absolutely keeping this. Oh, and we do have a keep. There were two buckets over here. One is for keeps, by the way. Warm Neutrals is going in the keep bucket. This is the Dragon Beauty. This was a powder palette, like a brightening face powder palette. I don't use this type of product often. And I have some powders that I love, so I'm leaning towards decluttering this. It's cute, and it's got, like, I like how brightening it is. It might be really good for my under eyes. All right, I'm gonna keep this for now. This might go on the chopping block at some point in the future, but for now I'm gonna keep this. All right, this is the Wander Beauty Wanderous Escape palette. Beautiful color story. These shades, the shimmers on here are pretty nice. They're not remarkable, but they're not horrible either. But you know what? I have a million versions of this color story, so I'm gonna give this to the teenager. All right, this is the Nabla Dreamy palette. This was a Convinced to Buy by Mel Thompson. I think it was the Dreamy 2 she loved the most, and I very rarely have used this. I mean, it's a shame because the Nabla formula is beautiful. Look at that. Can you, yeah, the Nabla formula is beautiful. Their shimmers are, oh my God. That's the problem. I need to not swatch these because every time I swatch them, I'm like, oh yes, I absolutely need that, which I do not at all. I have a million other palettes in this colorway. I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm gonna be ruthless. I'm gonna get rid of it. Going to the teenager pile. All right, up next, the Sigma Enchanted palette. There's no question. Again, Sigma, I love the formula. This color story is fairly unique. Still even has the brush in there. I'm keeping this one. This is the Dominique Cosmetics Transition palette. It's all mattes, must-have shades, beautiful formula. You can see, I'll just give you a quick demonstration of that quality. I mean, yeah. Not getting rid of this. I did get another version of this, or a second copy of this in like an Ipsy or BoxyCharm, which I already have given away to my sister-in-law. So this one is mine and I'm keeping it. Okay, this is a powder palette by KAB or CAB Cosmetics, which I have had some good luck with some of their products, and this is a beautiful, beautiful powder palette in various shades. You've got some bronzer shades, some highlighting shades. It's a really smooth, I'll go ahead and swatch this one for you. It's a really smooth formula. I don't know if you can see that. I mean, it's powder, so yeah, you can't really see it. But it's a beautiful, smooth formula, but I don't need it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in my giveaway pile. These are tough. Aether Beauty, I believe, is out of business at this point. This one is not even labeled, so I don't know what it's called, but it was this sort of very jewel toned palette. I very rarely use these shades and I only swatched it. So this, I'm going to see if I can donate it to a shelter, but if I can't because it's been swatched, it's just being donated to friends and family. Too Faced. Born This Way, natural. This one's tough because I'm not a huge fan of Too Faced just as a brand in general, but I believe this was another palette that Mel Thompson made me buy, and it's got some pretty shades, but it's nothing to write home about. I have a million neutral palettes like this. I do really appreciate the like matching. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it. No. Nope. I don't need it. It's going in the giveaways. Juvia's Place. There's going to be a lot of these Juvia's Place little palettes. This is the nudes. Again, I have a million versions of this color story. I have to be ruthless. Eloise, I don't even know this brand. It came in an Ipsy or a BoxyCharm. This is the Sahara Nights palette. Same thing. I have a million. It's decent, but not amazing. Giving away. Ooh, I'm happy. Happy with the progress I'm making. All right. Melt Cosmetics Rust palette. No questions asked. Major keep. All right, this is the Scott Barnes Snatchroll. Normally I get rid of these outer packagings, but like, come on, how cute is that? And it does have the name down here saying Snatchroll. So this palette, again, it's undoubtedly an amazing formula. Scott Barnes knows what he's doing, and this is a neutral palette I can get to town with. Oh my goodness, they're just, I mean, yeah, like, that's this right here. Ah, they're beautiful. Absolutely keeping. And keeping the outer cardboard because it's cute. All right. This is one of many, 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 many ColourPop palettes I have. But this is the one that was a collab with Raw Beauty Christie at Forest Sight. It's a beautiful formula, beautiful color story, absolutely keeping, especially because I love Christie and love to support her. Another of the same kind of realm, ColourPop. I love their formula. It's a fairly unique color story, and it's sort of a niche, fun theme palette with the Star Wars. I will absolutely be keeping this. Keeping in the ColourPop realm, this is Making Mauves. Again, you can see this one I've actually used a ton. I love this color story, love the formula, absolutely a keep. And these 9-pan ColourPops with the soft touch packaging are almost all gonna be kept. Just as a heads up, that's taupe, say no more. This color story, unbeatable. Cool tone looks really good on my skin tone. And yeah, another keep from ColourPop. This one, Glow Getter, this was a kind of more generic ColourPop one, and honestly I don't think I've even swatched this, so this is going to go to the donate to a shelter category. Even though these more cool tone shades are stunning, and the more I look at it, the more I am drawn to it, but I have a million, it's ColourPop, I can let it go. All right. Again, sticking with ColourPop, this one is another themed one. This is the Hocus Pocus. I think this is the first one. This is the Gather Round Sisters. And it's fun. It's a very fun color story, but this is one I'm going to go ahead and pass on. I'm not super connected to the Hocus Pocus movies. It's a pretty palette, but yeah, I have more than enough to choose from. So that's going in the giveaways. That's a blush palette. All right, so Jaclyn Cosmetics, what can I say? She recently announced they are no longer going to be in business. You can see the dust on here. This was the palette she did with her mother, but this is the version that doesn't have like the very themed mother packaging. It's just sort of generic. It's a decent neutrals palette, but it's absolutely boring. I don't care about any of this, and I'm not super connected to Jaclyn or her mother. So while it is a good formula, and I have no problem passing it on to somebody else, it's just not right for me. So that's definitely going in the giveaways. Oh, another Aether Beauty. This is one of their 4-pans. This is the Citrine Crystal Quad. So this is pretty, and I like the color story. I like the formula. I think I'm gonna keep this one. I know they're not really in business, but it's a beautiful formula, and it's, well, you know what? No, I'm gonna be ruthless again. I'm gonna go ahead and donate this. I have a million nude palettes. I don't need that many. All right, Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize. This was one of the holiday palettes from 2 or 3 years ago. It's the silver one, metal packaging, gorgeous story, gorgeous color story. Shades I will use over and over again, and it is an unbeatable formula, absolutely keeping. Okay, Ace Beauté, they went through a rebrand or like reformulation recently, so I don't know if this is the original formula or the new formula, but I don't wear these colors, these bright colors like this. I do every once in a while, but not enough to justify keeping it when I have this much other crap. So I am going to go ahead. This is the Fall Vibes. Falling For You is what it's called. The Falling For You palette. I think Kathleen Lights maybe kind of raved about this one at some point. It is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. But yeah, I don't use them enough. So donate. All right. Oh, that's just an outer packaging that's going in the recycles. All right, another ColourPop Star Wars. This is the Darth Vader palette. Look at this dark cool tone Dream. This one actually has a mirror in it. Most of the 9-pans do not, but this one does. And that Papa Red, absolutely keeping again for the formula, the uniqueness, and the themed Star Wars. I'm not a major Star Wars fan, but like sometimes you just gotta believe. Dior Backstage. I love these 9-pans. Actually, it's an 8-pan because this one is a primer. The newer ones, I believe they took out the primer. I'm not sure, but this one is the, what is it? The Plum Neutrals. Beautiful formula, very easy to use on mature skin, love, and it's Dior not getting rid of. This is a keep. Okay, we're making some progress here though. All right, here's another Juvia's Place. This is the Berries. Oh, this tears my heart apart because this color story gives me such joy and organic pleasure in my heart, but I don't wear it. I don't wear it. I won't wear it. I'm gonna go ahead and donate. And this one, I don't know that I've even swatched. So I'm gonna give this and keep this in the unopened category and donate. Okay, this is an Ofra mini mix. This is the Beyond Words. So it has both eyeshadows and blush, bronzer, and highlight. The eyeshadows are nothing to write home about, and I have a couple of Ofra bronzer, highlighter, and blushes that I like a lot and will keep later. This one I'm gonna go ahead and donate, and again, I don't think I've even swatched it, so this can go in the brand new going to the shelter category. All right. Ooh, a Sephora product. This is the Sephora Clean. No, these are cream eyeshadows. I'll see if the teens or somebody in my family wants them. They are, do they have the expiration? They're made in Italy. It doesn't have an expiration on here, so I'm gonna go ahead and donate them to family. Again, it's kind of a nice formula and very easy to work with, but it's just not anything I need. So that is being donated. Another Ofra. This is the On the Glow palette. Oh goodness. And this is a combination of highlighters and bronzers. Let me see if it says what they are. Okay, yeah. So we have Blissful, Beverly Hills, Egyptian Clay, maybe, Americano bronzer. There is the Rodeo Drive highlighter in here, which is a big hit. This one down here is Rodeo Drive. This is Blissful. This has never been swatched, and it's an expensive palette. I'm going to give it to somebody who's going to get way more use out of it than I will. So I'm going to go ahead and donate this Ofra untouched On the Glow palette to somebody who deserves it and will use it more than I will. Another ColourPop Star Wars. This is the Mandalorian. Again, it's a similar color story, but it's a theme. I'm keeping all of those. All right, let's see what else we have here. Oh my goodness, the original packaging of the Persona Identity palette. This palette is stunning. The formula is beautiful. Yes, it is expired. Do I care? No. It's powder eyeshadows. I will continue to use them. It's a beautiful color story. This shade right here, especially Bombshell, is so beautiful. Let me find somewhere to swatch it that you can actually see. Oh, I hope you can see that because it is everything. The shade Bombshell, I love it. Persona, Sona Gasparian, beautiful palette. Keeping. All right, back to ColourPop. Plush Like Me. This was their like 90s collection they did. It's got a mirror, which is nice. Does have a mirror. I'm gonna pass on this one. It's not a color story that I don't have a million times over, and there's nothing special about it. So, although the velvet packaging, kind of love, but yeah, I don't need it. I don't need it. Has it been swatched? Let's see. No, it hasn't even been swatched. It's going to the giveaways. Okay, we're getting down to the bottom of this eyeshadow pile. Another ColourPop. These were their clear 9 pans. This one is called Coast is Clear. It's just a very generic berry formula, lightly swatched. Just a generic light mauve-y kind of pinky brown color story. Yeah, I'm gonna donate that. And here's a Wet n Wild palette in almost the same color story. This sort of lavender, light purple, brown. This was pretty. I already did a video on it. I'm not going to use it ever again. Donate. Still in Wet n Wild. This one, I love these shades right here. So I am absolutely keeping it. Even though it's cheapo, Wet n Wild, I don't care. It's a keeper. This is another in those newer Color Icon Wet n Wild palettes, but this one, however, I have a million versions of this a million times over. This is the colorway Nude Awakening. I think it was supposed to be a dupe maybe for like the Soft Glam from Anastasia. I'm not sure, but I have these colors a million times over. This one I'm donating. All right, Natasha Denona. This is the Coral, yeah, the original Coral palette. I just don't use them. I'm gonna go ahead and donate. I have a huge Natasha Denona collection, but I don't need every single thing she's ever made, and I don't use it enough. So that's a donate. All right, more from the drugstore. These are the Revlon, what are these even called? It's the So Fierce Prismatic palette. This one's called That's a Dub. These are really nice formulas. I have a few of them in a couple different colorways. I love them and I'm gonna keep them. Oh, the e.l.f. snack size or bite size. This is the green one. These are fun. They're only like $3 and the formulas are pretty darn good. Let me see if I can swatch that where you can actually see right here on my wrist. You can see those are really pretty, but I don't wear greens this much. I mean, I don't really need it, so that's a donate. Another one of the Revlon So Fierce palettes. This one is the Fully Loaded. It's got, oh no, it's got a broken piece. Oh, that's a bummer. Ah, that's a bummer. I was able to kind of smash it back in. Let's hope that stays. Oh, that's a big unnecessary swatch. But you can see they've got a little bit of a sheen and they blend out really nicely. So again, I like them. I'm gonna keep this. Here, I'll swatch some of the other shades for you. This one doesn't even look like it's ever been swatched. But they're really a lovely, lovely formula. Again, that's the Revlon So Fierce in Fully Loaded. Actually, you know what? That's not that amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. And that one, because it's broken, I'm just gonna, I pushed it back in. I'll donate it. If somebody wants it, they can fix it. Otherwise, they can throw it away. That's fun though. Do you see that green? That green is fun. Maybe somebody wants it. That somebody is not me, but maybe somebody else does. All right. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Viseart. This is the Cashmere palette. Stunning color story, stunning formula, absolutely keeping. All right. Lorac Fairy Tale Forest. Teeny tiny pans, but you don't need any more of it than this. This is a beautiful color story. It's got a beautiful formula and I am absolutely keeping it. ColourPop Stone Cold Fox. Oh my God, what a memory. This palette is pretty much every cool tone you ever need. It's got a black. It's got every delicious shimmer shade you could want. It's absolutely stunning. I have nowhere else to swatch but over my track marks. Yes, I did used to be a junkie, but not anymore. So anyway, you can sort of see those swatches right here. Probably not really at all. I'm keeping this because it is beautiful. Hindash color, what was this one called? Monochromance. The Hindash formula is so unique. It can be used all over the face. I'm absolutely keeping this. And I'm keeping Beautopsy too when I find it. I have no idea where it is, but when I find it, I'm keeping that one too. All right, this, I don't even know if Artist Couture is still in business. It was that Angel guy, the influencer, his brand. This was the Supreme Bronze. I think this was like the second or third one they came out with. It's pretty nice, but it's not anything I don't have a million times over. Like, I would keep it for this shade only, which is stunning, but I cannot keep, it's really beautiful, but I cannot keep every single beautiful bronze palette. So it's going to be donated. Lunar Beauty, Manny's brand, Manny MUA. This is the Nude Prism palette. This is another brand who has an amazing formula, more on the indie side. And this color story, hello, Nude Dreams. And the shimmers in this palette are, you cannot. You cannot. Let me find somewhere to swatch them for you here, right on my palm. OMG. Like, can you even? Can you even? Yeah. Keeping all of my Lunar Beauty palettes. What's this? Oh, another Jaclyn Hill, and this is a Morphe. This was the Divine Neutrals. Do not care. No, I don't need it. It's not that great of a formula. Morphe is so overrated. Donating. Has it been swatched? I don't know that it's even been swatched, so I'm gonna put this in the give to somebody else. Okay, Violet Voss. I have multiple Violet Voss palettes. Some are better than others. Violet Sunset. This came in like a BoxyCharm or something. I don't like the color story. I don't care about it at all. It does nothing for me, so that's a donate. Oh, MAC did these a couple years ago for Christmas. They have this super fun, like, hypnotic packaging. There was a cool tone version and a warm tone version. This is the warm version. I'm keeping the cool tone. It's already over in my vanity of everyday, but these I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of. I don't care about the color story. The formulas, MAC is decent. It's not the best out there, but it's a good formula. So hopefully somebody can get more use out of this than I can. Oh, look at this, still in the box. Bobbi Brown. This was a holiday palette from like 2 years ago, I think. This is the Luxe Precious Metals. I'm pretty sure I did swatch this. Look at this packaging though. Like, can you even? That's beautiful. Let's see. Yeah, I absolutely swatched these already. Are they anything I care about? Oh, yes. Yes, they are. I hope you can see that. That's beautiful. I'm keeping these. The packaging's beautiful. The colors are gorgeous. They're just fun shimmers that you can pop on any mat. So definitely keeping that, but getting rid of the box. All right, another ColourPop Soft Touch 9 pan. This was the Tinkerbell collection, and again, greens. I'm not super drawn to the color story or the theme, so it's gotta go. All right, let's knock out some of these BK or BH Cosmetics. They came out with these destination palettes. This is the Los Angeles one, which of course is a locale I am super drawn to, and a color story I am not. Other than this one super fun pink, bright shimmer shade. Can you see that pink shade right here? I hope you can see that because it's amazing. Can you see it on my finger? That's beautiful. You know what? All right, I'm gonna keep it because it's some fun pastels I don't have in other palettes. It's a good formula and barely used. I am gonna keep the Los Angeles, and the other one I'm gonna keep is, of course, the Puerto Rico palette because that is my heritage. I am 50% Puerto Rican. My father lives there. And come on, these brights, I don't have in many other palettes, and it's a good, their matte formula is divine. I'm not flipping you off. I'm just showing you the matte formula. It's beautiful. So yeah, keeping Puerto Rico as well. Paris, somewhere I'd love to go. Oh my gosh. And really, like, this white shimmer does it for me no matter where it is. I cannot get enough of it, and whenever I find it in a palette, I have to keep it. So I'm keeping it, and this moody side over here is giving me life as well. So I'm keeping Paris. All right, and the last one I got was Mitten in Switzerland, again from BH, who's not even in business anymore, but yeah, this one is just a generic, all right, it's okay, I'm gonna donate. More ColourPop, Boudoir Noir. ColourPop has an infinite number of palettes, I'm pretty sure. This is a beautiful color story, except it's got this glitter, pressed glitter in it. I've not even swatched it. I'm gonna give this to a better home. Sigma again, this is the Cinderella palette. Brush still in there, but again, I love the Sigma formula. And I love the theme. I'm keeping the Cinderella palette. My keep bucket is overflowing. All right, oh, here it is. Here's Beautopsy, the other Hindash. As I previously mentioned, such a unique formula and a unique just purpose. You can use it all over your face. Definitely keeping. Hindash is brilliant. All right, down to the bottom of the pile of eyeshadow palettes. Juby has placed the Warrior 2. Big, bad, bold, beautiful mattes. Absolutely keeping. It's got white and black and all the nudes you could need. A cool tone, mustard, orange, peach, burnt, burgundy, dark brown, and dark charcoal. You cannot fail with this palette. Keeping. Oh, Glam Light X Michaela. This is still in the box. I'm pretty sure I opened it and maybe swatched it. This is the first one they did, the purple one. You'll see some of the green one coming up in a bit here. Michaela's had some issues as of late, I will say. Fun packaging, super fun packaging with the like loose glitter in there, you know, a little blurb on the back, and then this is like every bright color you could ever want. I love the Glam Light formula. I honestly do, but I don't use these shades ever, and Michaela kind of rubs me the wrong way a little bit these days, so although you can't really blame her. She was hurtled into the spotlight, and she made some mistakes because she doesn't have that many people guiding her. So I don't really fault her for what happened. And for her controversies, unless she said something like racist or ignorant that I don't know about. I'm just talking about the makeup specific controversies. But this is a good palette to have with a lot of bold colors. So I'm going to keep this one. But I'm going to get rid of the outer packaging. Huda Beauty. You will be hard pressed to see me get rid of a Huda Beauty palette. Especially not this one. The Rose Quartz, everything. Light pink, mauve, purpley, cool toned, nude beauty. Absolutely keeping. Oh, look at this. Buxom. This is the White Russian palette. Honestly, I got this because it had their primer infused blushes in here. And it's not that great. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to donate it. It's nothing to write home about. I have a bajillion blushes. More Violet Voss. This was one of the first cool tone palettes to come out a couple years ago. And they did it so right because it's not just gray. It's got beautiful browns, a couple fun shimmers, but they're all deep. Like you cannot get your inner corner highlight in this palette. But the shades that are in here are really lovely and it is a good formula. And I'm going to keep this cool tone Violet Voss palette. This was a collaboration between Alamar Cosmetics, which is, Gabby is the owner. She's, I believe, Cuban. And then Encanto from Disney, which is one of our favorite movies. I'm keeping it for that. I love the Alamar formula. The color story, again, is super bright and not super my speed, but I am keeping it for all of the nostalgic and support of Alamar purposes. Minority-owned Latina businesses, baby. Oh, God. Okay, another Nabla. This is the Cutie. This is the analog palette. The Nabla formula in these 6 pans is perfection. And this color story, while dark, is enchanting. This duochrome, I hope you can see that right there on my hand. It's absolutely stunning. There you can see the pink and like whatever. It's beautiful. So pretty. Absolutely keeping. All right, that's a highlighter palette. That's a highlighter palette. Dominique Cosmetics. This is the In the Moment palette she did, or just The Moment. The Moment. Her formula is another one that's kind of like Lunar Beauty. It's underrated. It's a beautiful eyeshadow formula. And these are fun shades, fun pops of blue and bronze that I don't necessarily have a million times over. And then this really nice rich cream right in the middle. So, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely, can I swatch it anywhere? Do I have room? That did not do anything for me. Yeah, that's a fun duochrome right there. And again, the white cream. So I think I'm gonna keep this one. All right, more ColourPop. Wannabe. Oh, this was supposed to be a dupe for some other yellow palette. I can't remember what it was, but I don't care about this at all. It gives me no joy. It's boring and has not even been swatched. So this is going in the donate to a shelter. More Sigma. This is the Ambiance. This is one of the most stunning neutral palettes you will find. The shimmers are next level. Let me find the best of the best in here. It's more deep than you expect it to be. All right, these top ones here. These are the shimmers from the Sigma Ambiance palette, which honestly, when I opened it, I was like, yes, I'm absolutely keeping it. But now that I'm looking at it more and more, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. It's just a little too generic. I'm gonna get rid of it. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I'm gonna get rid of the Cinderella one too, because I'm keeping the Alice in Wonderland. I don't know. Let me see. No, I'm keeping the Cinderella. I am. Okay. All right, another one of these Revlons, and this one hasn't even been swatched, so I'm giving it away. I changed my mind on that formula. I have enough. Here's an individual RMS eyeshadow. Yeah, don't care. Giving away. We've got a whole bunch of drugstore cheapo small palettes. We've got, this is a ColourPop. All four are matte. This is the Dare to Bear. They came out with a ton of these clear acrylic 4 pans. Let me zoom you in a little. Yeah, these clear acrylic 4 pans, and it's a good formula, and I kind of like it. So I'm gonna keep, I've got a whole pile of them right here, and I'm gonna keep all of these for, no I'm not, no I'm not, no I'm not. I don't need them, I don't need them. So I am gonna keep the Dare to Bear all 4 matte one. That I'm keeping. This one is called, this one's called Tender Loving, and it's kind of a purpley broken lid duochrome, fun little, reminds me of Alley Glines palette, so I'm going to keep that one. This is another all matte. This is called So Au Naturel. The problem with these is the lids broke. Almost all of mine, the corner of the lid came open and broke. So this one, it's deeper. I'm not going to keep it. I don't use that color story at all. All right, this one is beautiful. This is the Sorbet. Definitely keeping this neutral, pinky, peachy rose. This one is the green one called An Emerald Away. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that one. It's a fun colorway. This one is set on Sapphire. Ooh, the blues. We'll keep that because it's always good to have some blues in your collection. This one, which sucks. This is the Sagittarius in Flight, which is my sign, but this is not colors I care about at all. I don't like this rusty burnt orange on my eyes, so I'm giving that one away. This one is Triple Scoop. This was like an orange, an ice cream theme. Again, with the orange, I don't wear it that much. I'm gonna get rid of that one. Ooh, this is the Secret Life of Scorpio. Obviously, they had different themes. This one's never even been swatched. It's a pretty deeper color, deeper burgundy purple. I'm gonna donate this to a shelter because it's not been swatched. 2 left. All right, this one is fun. Pisces in the Sky. Look at that fun teal and sort of, it's a fun color story. Keep that one. I'll keep that one too. And last but not least, almost the identical color story is Waffle Cone. And this one has 3 mattes. And these two go together very well, so I'm going to keep both of those. All right. Ending up the drugstore category, we have these Essence palettes that they came out with that were pretty decent formulas. We've got Nothing, and they're all like play on words of songs. This is Nothing Compares to Nude. Very fun, very boring. I don't need it. They were nice. They've got mirrors and stuff, but I don't need them. Donating. This one is Coral Me Maybe. Like Call Me Maybe, but Coral Me Maybe. Again, just not exciting enough for me to give a Bronzed This Way instead of Born This Way. Same thing. They're just not very exciting. My Rose Will Go On. Yeah. It's all right. The green one is called Dancing Green instead of Dancing Queen, you know. It's all right. It's just not awesome. And last one, I like to mauve it, mauve it. I like to mauve it, mauve it. And it's like the most boring version of mauve you could ever have. So all of these Essence little colorful palettes will be donated. All right. Oh, and the bronze this way, that one too. Okay, that is, oh, one more. The Juvia's Place Blushed Rose. It's a pink color story. That's really pretty, but I don't wear it. I don't need it. I'm gonna donate it. Last, the Milani Gilded Gold. This was their knockoff of the Natasha Denona Gold palette, which I have, so I don't need the Milani version. So once again, I will also be donating this. All right, we gotta take a break, go get the kid. We'll be back.